reading a bunch of YouTube comments that you can't see, because after that you need some therapy. Let's see here. Dear Strongman, I mean Walcom S7, how do you mod with boxing gloves on your hands? Deleted. Let's see, next. Fat. Next. Fatty. Next. Why are you so fat? Next. Fat ass. Next. Lose some weight. Next. Kiss an oncoming train. Next. Kill yourself. Next. Fat. Next. Please do a tag back, the show where every week we take a look at another blaster from the past to see what it can offer us today in the present on the Nerf Nite Finder. Well, I mean, I totally could. I don't really have the N-Strike one, though. I mean, I do have the original. That's good enough, right? This is it, the Nerf Nite Finder, and it may look familiar to some of you, but a lot of you may be like, hey, I have that, but mine's this color, or mine doesn't quite look exactly like that because it has a Nerf tactical rail up here. And that's because this is the original. This was the pre-N-Strike blaster variant of the Nite Finder, but of course it made its strides in the Nerf N-Strike line. So this one doesn't have a tactical rail on the top of it, but otherwise is identical. It's a very, very simple blaster. Going over it aesthetically, it's simple. It has a little bit of detail, but not too much. It's got a grip. The grip is very, very comfortable. This pullback right here, you press the trigger to fire, and it works pretty darn good. In fact, this one, if it is stock, I am surprised, because it packs a punch. In fact, that hurt. That literally hurt. It's not like crazy over the top, but we'll get to that. And yeah, it comes in just about every flavor color under the sun. In fact, if you want to buy one of these right now, head down to your local Walgreens or Rite Aid and they probably have one. They kind of remade it in an N-Strike Elite variant, although it's the same blaster, it just comes in an orange and white paint scheme to match the newer blasters. Does have one gimmick, requires 2 AA batteries, but it turns it into a cat toy. Laser pointer kind of thing. It's a laser target finder that is barely visible at point blank, and even worse at distance. It doesn't really work, and it's pretty much pointless, so not very many people ever use that feature. In fact, I don't think anybody does, unless of course you have a cat. It does have some dart storage up here. It can store 2 darts pretty comfortably. And obviously that's important for quick reloads. And yeah, coming on to the fact of crazy power, these things can be modified extensively. You could cut off this dart holder right here and minimize them. You could, of course, rebarrel it for a better fit on the darts or shoot different darts. Like, hey, if you want to shoot something like this, it's possible. And then, of course, you can remove everything pretty much from here and forward and do whatever you want. Different plunger tube, you can do it. The stock catch will work just fine. You can have a custom pullback on this thing. You can have a long plunger rod in a completely custom plunger tube with a full K26 in there and have this thing punch like 190 FPS if you want to. It is a very, very versatile blaster and people love them. Even if it's not quite your thing, there are parts from this you probably want to use. Some people like to, cut off the handles and throw them in a stew. Some people make sausages out of the dart holders up here. It's a pretty crazy blaster with a lot of really good stuff on it. Oh, and it's just so comfortable and so cool looking. You can still use these today in wars if you want to. People still rock them and they still hit like a truck. Now, modifying these to hit insanity ranges does require a bit of effort, but with some simple modifications, you can get this hitting harder than any of the Elite line. So don't discount if you see one of these things on the battlefield. It might be modified and it might just take your eye out. Oh man, the Nite Finder. Honestly, everybody has one, and if you don't, you need to pick one up because they're just so much fun. And of course, this blaster did come out in a variety of different kind of builds as well. You got the Switch Shot EX3, the Element. The Tech Target Eliminator is also very, very similar to this, although aesthetically is vastly different, and honestly might be a little bit better, but we'll get to that one eventually. Haha, the Nite Finder. The staple of NIC combat.
So remember, kids, if you really want to tag the crap out of your friend, don't count out the good old Mr. Nite Finder.
You can find them in all sorts of colors, shapes, and sizes, and they pack quite a punch. These things are pretty awesome, I won't lie. It'd be better if it had, you know, consummate V's and flames and one big beefy arm sticking out the back of it, but what more can you ask for except for, you know, more Night Finders, please? Thanks for watching this video, and if you want to see some more crap this guy has done, you can click on either of these videos right up here and there. That will take you to some other things you might not have ever known existed. And of course, if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, you can just click this big button right here. You can punch it with your fist, and that will make sure that you see every episode that comes out after this one, because of course, it's the week of Tag Back. If you excuse me, I want to thank you for watching this video, and I will hope that I can see you in an entirely different one.